There is something deeply human about the desire to witness beauty in its most extraordinary forms. Across every continent, nature and civilization have conspired to create places so stunning that they seem almost impossible, like paintings brought to life or dreams made tangible. These are not just destinations on a map. They are experiences that reshape the way you see the world, moments that stay with you long after you have returned home. From ancient wonders carved by human hands to landscapes sculpted over millions of years by wind, water, and time, the planet we live on holds treasures that deserve to be celebrated. Here are 10 of the most beautiful destinations in the world, each one a testament to the extraordinary power of both nature and human creativity. Perched dramatically on the edge of a volcanic caldera in the Aegean Sea, Santorini is the kind of place that makes you question whether you are still living in reality. The iconic whitewashed buildings with their vivid blue domes cascade down cliffsides, catching the golden light of the Mediterranean sun in a way that photographers have spent lifetimes trying to capture perfectly. The island was shaped by one of the most powerful volcanic eruptions in recorded history, and that violent past has gifted it with some of the most dramatic scenery on Earth. Watching the sunset from the village of Oia is considered one of the greatest visual experiences a traveler can have, as the sky transforms through shades of amber, rose, and deep violet over the shimmering sea below. At the southern tip of South America, where the land begins to surrender to the relentless forces of wind and ice, lies Patagonia. This vast wilderness stretches across both Argentina and Chile, encompassing glaciers, jagged mountain peaks, turquoise lakes, and ancient forests that seem untouched by the modern world. Torres del Paine National Park in Chile stands as one of the crown jewels of this region, with its iconic granite towers rising nearly 3,000 meters above the surrounding plains. The sheer scale of Patagonia is humbling. Standing at the edge of the Perito Moreno Glacier in Argentina, watching massive chunks of ice calve into the water below with a thunderous crack, you are reminded just how small and temporary human existence truly is compared to the ancient forces that shaped this land. Scattered across the Indian Ocean like a handful of emeralds tossed onto a blue canvas, the Maldives is a nation of over 1,000 islands, each one barely rising above sea level. The waters surrounding these islands are among the clearest on the planet, with visibility stretching dozens of meters beneath the surface, revealing coral gardens teeming with marine life in colors so vivid they seem artificially enhanced. The overwater bungalows that have become synonymous with luxury travel here offer a unique experience of sleeping literally above the ocean, with glass floors revealing the world beneath your feet. There is a bittersweet quality to the Maldives as well, because this paradise faces an existential threat from rising sea levels, making every visit feel both like a privilege and a quiet farewell. While many destinations earn their beauty from nature alone, Kyoto demonstrates that human civilization, when it reaches its highest expression, can create something equally transcendent. The former imperial capital of Japan is home to over 1,700 Buddhist temples and Shinto shrines, ancient wooden tea houses, and meticulously maintained gardens that have been tended for centuries. During spring, the city transforms as thousands of cherry blossom trees erupt in soft pink and white blooms, drawing visitors from every corner of the globe to walk beneath their canopies along the philosopher's path. In autumn, the maple trees ignite in brilliant shades of red and orange, framing ancient pagodas in a display that feels almost theatrical in its perfection. Kyoto is a city that understands beauty as a discipline, something cultivated with patience and intention over generations. No list of beautiful destinations would be complete without acknowledging the Amazon, the largest tropical rainforest on Earth and arguably the most biologically rich place on the planet. Covering over 5.5 million square kilometers across 9 countries, with the majority lying within Brazil, the Amazon is home to an estimated 10% of all species on Earth. The sheer density of life here is overwhelming in the most magnificent way. Towering trees form a canopy so thick that the forest floor exists in a perpetual twilight, while rivers the color of dark tea wind through the landscape carrying more fresh water than any other river system in the world. The Amazon is not merely beautiful in the conventional sense. It is alive in a way that few places on Earth can match, pulsing with a complexity and richness that science is still only beginning to understand. Stretching along the southern edge of the Sorrentine Peninsula in southern Italy, the Amalfi Coast is a place where dramatic cliffs plunge directly into the Mediterranean Sea, and colorful villages cling to the rock face as if defying gravity. The drive along the coastal road, with its hairpin turns and breathtaking views at every corner, is considered one of the most scenic in the world. Lemon groves perfume the air, fishing boats bob in turquoise harbors, and centuries-old cathedrals rise above terracotta rooftops. The town of Positano, with its pastel-colored buildings tumbling down toward a pebble beach, has inspired artists, writers, and filmmakers for generations. There is a particular quality of light along this coast in the late afternoon that turns everything golden, as if the entire landscape has been dipped in honey. Rising dramatically from the South Pacific Ocean, the island of Bora Bora is surrounded by a lagoon of such extraordinary color that it seems to exist somewhere between blue and green, a shade that has no adequate name in any language. The extinct volcano at the island's center, Mount Otomanu, rises over 700 meters and is reflected in the still waters of the lagoon on calm mornings, creating a mirror image of almost unbearable beauty. The coral reef that encircles the island supports an ecosystem of astonishing diversity, where sharks, rays, and thousands of species of tropical fish navigate a world of color and movement. Bora Bora has long been considered one of the most romantic destinations on Earth, and spending even a single evening watching the stars emerge over the Pacific from a quiet stretch of white sand makes it easy to understand why. There are few experiences in the natural world that compare to witnessing the Great Migration in the Serengeti, when over 1.5 million wildebeest, accompanied by hundreds of thousands of zebras and gazelles, move across the vast plains of Tanzania in an ancient cycle of survival. The Serengeti itself is a landscape of almost mythological grandeur, with its endless golden grasslands stretching to the horizon beneath enormous African skies that seem to contain more light than anywhere else on Earth. At dawn, when the mist rises from the plains and lions begin to stir in the long grass, there is a sense of witnessing the world as it existed long before human civilization arrived to reshape it. This is beauty in its most primal and untamed form, raw and honest and deeply moving. Carved by glaciers over millions of years, the fjords of Norway represent some of the most dramatic and awe-inspiring landscapes on the planet. These narrow inlets of seawater, flanked by cliffs that rise hundreds and sometimes thousands of meters on either side, create a sense of being enclosed within something ancient and immense. The Geirangerfjord and the Nærøyfjord, both designated as UNESCO World Heritage Sites, are perhaps the most celebrated, with their cascading waterfalls, reflective waters, and tiny farms perched impossibly on ledges high above the water. In summer, the midnight sun bathes the fjords in a soft, continuous golden light that never quite fades, while in winter, the northern lights dance above the dark water in curtains of green and violet. Norway's fjords are a reminder that the earth itself is the greatest artist, and that its masterpieces were created long before any human eye was there to appreciate them. Thank you for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe for more videos.